Yeah, roger that, roger that. Just like I was working on the Hermes as well. All right, let me give it up back to the group and let you guys get your thing going. I'll stand aside here. I got to write some stuff down anyway.
Hey, Ron?
Yeah, Rich.
Remember we were talking about, the sprayers, and I told you I got that one, you pump it. It goes on your back hose, a couple gallons, and you pump it with your arm. Man, that's a pain in the neck. It was like $40, right? Well, they want like Milwaukee or these other ones, $179 for, I guess, sprayers, right? I found one, not a Milwaukee, for $59. $59. Now you figure, what the hell? I spent $40 for the hand pump. I had to keep pumping. I figured I'd give it a try. So I got it in today, and I just put in some hot water and just to test and see how it squirts out. Oh man, this thing is beautiful. The spray, you can adjust the nozzle, and it just keeps spraying. You don't have to pump it. You put the battery in there. Comes with the charger, battery, unit, everything. $59.
Just want to listen to something, guys. Hold on.
I can put the PA50, in between the Hermes.
Need that.
Booming. Hello, sounding good. You guys are booming into Long Island. I've got a 10E on order. It's going to be my backup radio.
Sprays came up $175, all different high prices. When I saw this, I said, I don't know. She said, well, just try it anyway. Just so you could set it back if it don't work. So came in today, filled it up with some hot water, and you adjust the nozzle. I put the battery in there. Like I said, it came with the charger, but the battery was fully charged. I put the battery in there. It's just spraying as long as you want. You keep walking around spraying and adjust the nozzle. So holy crap, $59. That was pretty good. I'll find out, and I'll send you an email tonight.
Yeah, okay. I'd be interested in seeing it. How many gallons does it hold?
Oh, this one is a 1 gallon. The other one we had was few gallon, but it seems to last. I would fill that up, and it was lasting long. I had to just open it up and drain it all out because it was lasting long. You could adjust it for a fine, like a wide spray, or just real, like a nozzle straight out. But yeah, it's one, and that'll do the trick.
Yeah, if that's all you need, that wouldn't work for me because we're always using more than 1 gallon. So the one I have is 4 gallons. I usually fill it to 3 because it starts to get heavy at 4 gallons. It's really heavy. But for our use here, we're always filling it with 2 or 3 gallons of water. So, but yeah, okay. Well, if that's all you need is 1 gallon, that's perfect for you.
Yeah, it's perfect. Even if I had to fill it again, Ron, wouldn't be a problem. Just to fill that right back up or right next to the house here, just fill it up or with the garden hose or anything and just go about it, and do the mix in there with it. But, yeah, that's going to save me a lot, just spraying those weeds in that damn paver block.
Yeah, I know you're dealing with those paver blocks. All right, well, very good, Rich. Yeah, it's so much better than having to pump that. We have I mentioned this, we have some new seeds that went down, grass seed. It's not a very large area. So I tried to do it with the 1 gallon pump, hand pump, and that was a real nuisance. So we went over to the power sprayer and, it's so much easier. And they shoot pretty far. They shoot about 30 feet.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely it's something you need to add, right? I never thought about it. Then I thought, the pump will be good. But when I saw how much I had to keep pumping it, and then it sprays out real good, then it goes down, you got to pump it. And, I'm getting old, and I don't want to keep doing that. I thought, yeah, this might work. So, yeah, definitely works. A lot of this battery stuff seems to work pretty cool, like that spin trim, that, what the hell is it, Milwaukee, whatever it is. A lot of that stuff battery operated. It works good around the shack. And I didn't mean to leave you out, Doug, Alan, whoever wants to pick it up. Camp 2 Goofy Guy.
Oh, no, I'm just enjoying the audio, man. You guys are sounding great. Richie, is that the Motu?
Yes, indeed. I'm surprised Ron played it back to me. He made some adjustments on this. And when I heard it play back, I says, are you kidding me? With all those rack mounts I had in line, Doug, yeah, it's the Motu. It seems to work great with those racks on, the virtual racks.
Well, I can't tell the difference at all. You've got it zeroed in. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. And I also I have the live stream up, so you guys are all very, very loud. You could go back and listen to how marvelous you sound.
Yeah, I'm going to comment. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, Doug, the last time you did this for us, about a week or two ago, I listened to it, and I listened to Richie and you and the other Rich, ZU, what is it, ZUR, ZUL, I keep forgetting his call sign, over in Holbrook. And I noticed, to me anyway, it sounded like my low end was lacking a little bit. So I brought it up a little bit. In order to do that, I turned the output down on the Motu, just so I had more headroom for bringing up the low end. So I'm glad you're doing that recording. I'm going to listen to it. Hopefully it'll sound a little more balanced to me.
Well, it sounds it sounds and looks very balanced over here, and you'll hear that on the stream. And all the levels are good. There's no NR that is on. I've got my AGC gain set appropriately, so I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I appreciate that because, there's only a couple of sources that I trust, and yours has always been the best. When I hear those on YouTube, out of all places, they just sound phenomenal, and I certainly trust it. So I appreciate you doing that.
Now I'm going to throw a wrench in your cog work. You ready for this?
No.
Okay, so I'm in the testing group for Thetis, which anyone could be in. It's nothing special. You just got to join the Discord channel. I just installed, he either released it last night or today, Development 9. So I'm on 2.10.3.9, Development 9. And right before this, I was on Development 8 Kilo. So he had that many different versions of Development 8. I've been listening back to old recordings, not that old, maybe like 6 months old and 3 months old. I swear they did something to the audio, to the receive audio. And they may have, because I know Dr. Warren Pratt, he's been working on the WDSP file. Everyone sounds a little bit warmer than they used to. And I don't know what version you're running, but I really hope I'm wrong. But I was talking to Richie also on Long Island, the other Richie, and he agrees that on the new versions, it almost sounds like there's a very low level of NR2 on. It's very hard to explain, but I've listened back to so many recordings and I can hear a difference.
Yeah, interesting. All right, okay. Well, we'll take a listen. We doubled before. My fault. Is it 210.3.8 or 3.9? Because I'm still using 210.3.8. I didn't know. I don't think they have a 3.9.
It might not be publicly released yet, but I'm on 3.9. But I feel like, I'm on 3.9, and he's already had 9 different versions of it. And within those 9, he's had 5 to 7 in each version. So, yes, I don't think he publicly released 9 yet.
Okay, that's fine. Wow. So, what kind of is he getting more options, or I know you just mentioned the audio. There may be a change in the way the audio sounds on receive, but what is he trying to include in the .9 version that we don't already have?
I'd have to go back and read all the change logs. Ron, it's like literally every 3 to 5 days is a new version. Like I said, they've been working on the WDSP file. There's some other appearance options. He put a frames per second test in the test tab. It's like it's nothing major yet, but I know. I think he did some work on the. Oh God, Richie knows. What the hell is it? The S attenuator. I think there was work on that. It's a bunch of like behind the scenes tweaks.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, great, Doug. I'm going to check that out. Well, there's nothing really to check out. I guess I'm just going to wait until it gets released. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm not doubling with you. Okay, I don't mean to do that. I hate it when that happens. I'm using Protocol 2 here. I'm getting away from the mic a little to read this. Version 1.9.0, Protocol 2. And it's working absolutely perfectly. I had an issue, and it went on for a couple of years, where every once in a while my screen would just fill up with noise, and then I'd have to reboot the screen. But that hasn't happened. Let's see. I don't know if it was the latest release of 2.10.3.8. I don't know if you know anything about that, but that issue that would occur randomly, maybe like once a month, once every other month, hasn't happened for quite some time. So I'm reluctant to change the protocol that I'm using. I think I'm just going to leave it alone. Everything just works perfectly now.
Well, I know they're working on a new version of Protocol 2 for the 7000, and that has to do with behind-the-scenes changes that Richie's doing in Thetis.
Which changes in Thetis? Say that again?
All the behind-the-scenes stuff that he's doing, like all the operation things that's happening. Stuff with the S attenuator, I think some ADC stuff. I read somewhere on Discord that they're working on another version of Protocol 2 for your radio.
Yeah, okay. Well, interesting. Okay, I'll check that out. I'm just going to ask you a quick question, but I don't want to get into it now. It's really the wrong time and place. But what's your take on covered calls? I don't like it because to me it seems like if something takes, well, I'm not going to go into it. We'll talk about it another time. But what is your take on covered calls?
Are you buying them or are you selling them?
Or you would have the underlying and you would sell the call.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a great way to you can make income, and we should talk offline about this. But if you're already if you're owning the security, if you're not going to sell the security and you know that if you get called, you'll give it up, then it's good. I don't do any of it personally. I buy options. I trade options alone without being covered.
You buy them. Wow. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to you about this offline sometime, if you don't mind. I know you're an advisor, so I don't want to do anything that's, where I'm trying to get free advice or anything. But, buying is, of course, the safe thing to do because you're not going to get called and you're not going naked with it. But, they always say, buying is, in the long run, you're gonna lose. Anyway, okay, we'll talk about this another time, Rich. Doug. Yeah, I find all of this stuff very fascinating. I'm always trying to learn.
No, what I do, and I'm not giving advice over the air. What I do. So let's take a stock. Let's take. Let's take Palantir. Okay, Palantir right now is trading at $108. It would close at $108.86. Okay, tomorrow is Wednesday. What I do is if I think Palantir is going to be worth less than 108 by this Friday, so that's only 3 days run, I will go and I will buy. Let's say it closed at 108. I'll buy the 104 puts, okay? And those might be, I don't know what they are. They're probably a lot more than this. I'm making up the number right now. Those might be $1 a contract. Okay? So I'll put 10 grand into that. If Palantir between Wednesday and Friday does not trade down, my whole 10,000's gone. So I'm doing short-term option trading. But if it start on like by Thursday, if it goes from 108 to 106, that dollar a put is now worth like $5 a put. And then I sell back the option. So it's and sometimes I'm buying them where they're 30 cents a contract. So they go from 30 cents a contract to $2 a contract. So you're able to lay out less cash for a very, very big reward, but you have to go into it knowing you could lose all the cash. So I buy them with 1 week expirations. Over?
Yeah, so you're buying out of the money calls or puts. You're trying to capitalize on the fact that they're out of the money and that they're going to increase in value very quickly. Yeah, no, I'm very, very familiar with that. The only thing is you have to call the direction, otherwise you lose everything. So you have to... Yeah, you know, or you sell it if it's starting to go the wrong way. You sell it while there's still a little bit of premium left. So, no, I'm very familiar with that, Doug. But again, you have to be right in the direction. Otherwise, you can lose everything.
Yes, and I usually, 10,000 is actually a big trade for me. I try to find very cheap ones, and I do 2 or 3 grand. And I set a limit for the month. I do okay. And that's what I do with my own money. I don't do that for clients. Breaking news. You ready? This just came across. India has just launched a missile strike on Pakistan. It's full-on war now. Pakistan vows to retaliate. Not good.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm going to catch a 6 o'clock news then. That definitely.
Oh, wow. I'm watching it's real deal. I'm watching the videos on X right now.
They're both nuclear powers, too.
Yes, they are.
This is getting crazy.
Everything's getting crazy. Oh, that'll be good for about 1,000-point drop in the stock market.
I don't have any puts right now.
Yeah, oh boy, too bad.
I almost bought puts today on a bunch oh my God. Instead, I bought an actual stock.
Oh, wow. Boy. Do you ever deal with SPX or SPY?
Oh, every day, all day long. That's in our model portfolios. We use mostly ETFs for the clients. Yeah, we buy SPY every day.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Well, I know the differences. You don't have to explain it. I've looked into both of those. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting, Doug. Very interesting. Because, I'm just trying to learn this. You ever play around? Well, I'm going to go in another area here. You ever deal? I know you're going to say no to this one. Do you ever fool around with Forex?
Not for clients, and I know how it works. I've just never done it. No. I'm a licensed options principal, general principal, municipal bond principal, and then all the regular broker licenses. But no, Forex I've never done. My partner has, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I've been looking at that, just playing around with stuff on a paper trade account, just fooling around with it. I kind of like it because it's, the market, the stock market. When you have a bad day, everything goes down. But Forex is much more random, so you don't have that issue.
And plus, it's 24/7. But you're gonna get that very soon on the exchanges. They're gonna all be open 24/7 soon.
Oh, you think? Really?
Yeah, I forgot. I think NICE, New York Stock Exchange, I think is about to do it actually.
Now, anyway, you don't have to worry about have people at the trading floor. It's so much of it's done electronically. There's no reason why they can't go 24/7.
So I'm going to pass it around here in a second, but I'll tell you a quick funny story. So what is it? It's 2025 right now. around 2017, so less than 10 years ago, I was working at JP Morgan, and I had to do something that required me to go to the stock exchange. And it was like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and I get there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? And I got a tour by one of the JP Morgan traders. By the way, there's only 2 of them. On the whole damn floor, there's 2 JP Morgan traders. The whole floor had about 100 people. And that was in 2017. And the trader was telling me, he goes, 20 years ago, there were, 8,000 people on this floor. The whole floor had 200 people. You could literally throw a paper airplane and it wouldn't hit anyone.
Yeah, and that was 2017?
Yeah, that was 2017. So now today, what do you think it is? Maybe there's 130 people.
Yeah. Well, it's all, people have their computers now. They don't, they don't have to call their brokers.
That's really it, and including the institutions. All right, Richie, let's hear that marvelous audio that Ron helped you set up. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. On your streaming audio, are there people all in there?
There are 10 people watching, but they're all being very quiet. No one's written in the chat.
All right, and good evening to all stations. Yes, indeed. Good evening. My name is Rich KF2 Golf. And I'm going to do a little bit of a rendition of Louis Armstrong. I see skies are blue and clouds are white. Oh, the bright blessed day. Oh, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. Shoo-a-bop-bop-boo-boo-ba-doop. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, yeah.
Wow, Richie, I thought I was listening to Satchmo.
Yeah, it's funny. He does that great.
Hey, you talk about that. What is that thing you were just talking about? That software. What the hell's the name of it again? I had it once. I don't know what the hell it is. It's different to me. I don't know how to use it. You were just talking about that software. What was the name of it, Doug?
Which I don't remember. Ron, what was I talking about?
I have no idea.
We were talking about calls and puts.
Software, everybody goes there, and you get a screen come up. People, all kinds of stuff is on it. I guess places where you said, damn it, I forget the name of it, and I should know it.
I don't know. We were talking about the stock market, Richie.
No, I know you were talking about stock market, but you mentioned something else, and it caught my ear, and I said, I got to ask him about that. Shoot, I'll have to keep thinking here and find out what the name of that was.
What's up, Don? What is it used for? That might jar my memory.
In there.
What is it used for, Richie?
I guess there's rooms, all different things you could type to go in there. Because I know on Pal Talk, some people went over to that. They say they're doing karaoke on that, and I forget what the hell the name of it was.
Oh, so it's like Pal Talk. I don't know. Well, I know on X you could set up a room on the old Twitter. That's now X.
No. None of that. Nope. You mentioned it. You did mention it here, and then you went into the stocks and something.
I know.
Damn it! And I wanted to ask you about that. It'll come to me.
Discord.
Yeah. You mentioned that Discord. That's hard to use, isn't it? I mean, what you get in there, you got to make up a name and everything. And how the hell you go around in there?
Just watch a couple of YouTube videos on how to navigate it. I don't have a Discord server. I belong to them. So what you're doing is you're basically setting up a server. So like Richie, the guy who codes Thetis, has a Discord server. And, you request to get in, he lets you in. And then there's all different rooms. And there's like the testing room where he releases the new versions. I'll read them off to you right now. They're called channels. General, bugs, help and support, third-party apps, homebrew, pics and screenshots, rare DX, and you name these whatever you want for your channel, for your Discord server.
Okay, now see, I don't want a server. I want to go on there and go in rooms like you said. Now I know there's someone on Pal Talk. They said they went over to Discord. They have a room in there where people sing, and I'm figuring. So what would I type in a search there? Karaoke?
Yeah, I would guess. Let me see. I'm on it right now. Richie, see, like you're telling me you're worried that you don't know how to use it. I barely know how to use it. I'm in a channel right now. So how do I even get out? I don't even know how to get out, Richie. I have a couple of channels that I belong to. I don't know where like the general search is. Let's see. This might just be searching the channel that I'm in. Karaoke. No, yeah, this is just searching the channel that I'm in. Just go to discord.com.
Discord.com. Oh, they have tutorials there?
Oh, I don't know about that. Let me see. When I go to discord.com, I'm logged in. All right, I don't want to go to Richie's channel. Okay, yeah. All right, there we go. Open Discord. Yeah, it brought me back into the channel. Oh, no, here I am. I'm in the main thing. Find or start a conversation. See, I'm using the web-based version. You could download the actual software that's probably more user-friendly.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to maybe go up on YouTube. Just one more question. Now, can you put your video on there? Like if I sing on Pal Talk, I can have my video on when I'm singing. Do they have that too on Discord?
Oh, yeah, you could upload videos all you want.
Oh, that's, live, like, because when I sing, I would have the, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have to look at some of those YouTubes. Thanks.
Yes, you could go live as well.
Oh, yeah, I like to sing. I haven't been on too much on doing that, but yeah, I'll have to look on YouTube maybe tomorrow and see what the heck that's about. This sounds cool.
Awesome. Alan, you still in there?
Yeah, Alan was using Hermes. I think he had it 7 watts and he was keying the Deluxe.
AC3 GD.
Oh, hello, Norm. No, Richie, he was on a Yaesu.
Owner.
I think he was on a Yaesu, Richie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Then he said he could use the Hermes or something that did so many watts, and then he has to put, an amp in line. I told him to do 10E, then he doesn't have to do that. It'll drive Deluxe easy. And go ahead, Norm.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Richie. I hope you guys are staying dry. We have a nice dry swath. But about 100 miles to my east, they had tornado warnings and everything else.
Yeah, we've had storms for the last few days. It just cleared up. Tomorrow's going to be all right, and then it comes back Friday.
Yeah, and I walked on my lawn this afternoon, and it's squishy. I got puddles of water. I can't mow.
S&P is flat. Hold on. It's flat, Doug. All right, I got to get out of here. We'll catch you next time. I'm going to listen to that recording later on tonight, but I got to run downstairs. So anyway, 73, everyone, and good evening, Norm. I hear your voice in there. So this is WB2RON signing clear for the night. Catch you guys next time.
It actually SPY and QQQ popped on the news of the war. That's why it's flat. It went up.
Yeah, I saw it was up 1 point. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, it's a whole nother story. All right, Rod, 73.
Okay, Doug. We'll continue the discussion next time. 73.
Just ask me, fella, about the stocks. I'll help you out. It depends on things, with the war, like you say, and what Trump says on it. Yeah, each day it's different, fellas. Check with me when I watch the news, and I can figure out mentally and the stocks and the pileups and what's going on, and I'll tell you the fiscal year.
So here's what I picture, okay? I picture when Richie gets home, he puts on a top hat and a monocle like the Monopoly man, and he sits around a pile of gold like Scrooge McDuck and counts his coins.
With the hat and the Monopoly. You fellas got the gold. Listen to all the stuff you're talking, high-end stocks and all this stuff. You fellas are loaded. $10,000 in a stock, then I'll try that. If I lose the thing, lose $10,000. You know how many pizzas I could have bought with that?
Yeah, but if you lose $10,000 twice and you make $150 once, you're all good.
See, you know all this stuff. You're licensed. You've been around in the stock markets, Wall Street. You got the chutzpah.
Hey, did you hear him, Doug? He said it's mine, all mine.
Yep. He, Richie had a swimming pool installed, but he didn't fill it with water. He filled it with gold coins, and he puts on the top hat and the eye monocle, like the Monopoly man and Scrooge McDuck, and he goes swimming in the coins.
Put money and buy stocks and sell your stocks. What the hell do I know about that? I'd lose my shirt.
I got 3 kids, Richie.
And you deal in stocks, Mike?
No, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no stocks. I ain't got no nothing.
His stocks are in his kids. Did you see India and Pakistan, Mike?
What, are they threatening to go to war again?
No. India just attacked them. Missiles. It's all over X, and Pakistan's vowing to retaliate.
Oh, my. Let's hope cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, especially with those two. This literally just happened like 10 minutes ago.
Why did India do that? See, I'm not too up with India, Pakistan. Why didn't India do that?
They want the Pakistanis to have red dots, but the Pakistanis won't take them. They say it's racist.
No, really. Did they want to take over their land, or why is it causing war?
Why are the Jews fighting the Arabs?
They're fighting over land. They're fighting, it's been a long dispute. What the hell is the name of it? Kashmir. They've been fighting over it. Actually, ironically, right around the time Israel became a country in the mid-40s. And I think it's also Hindu-Muslim conflict.
Wow, no, I didn't know that. Wow, you wonder why now, Doug, after all these years, now all of a sudden they're doing this.
The Rothschilds bought Israel in 48.
Hey, Richie.
Yeah.
Somebody just wrote in the chat, Richie is such a unique character. I would love to have an entire afternoon with him, just to drink beer and listen to his stories. He is a treasure.
Hey, thank that fella.
Well, that's W0WVA. And not only are you a treasure, Richie, you have a treasure.
I ain't got nothing. I keep telling you that. I don't know how often to keep telling folks. I ain't got nothing. I'm the poor guy. You know, this is people listen to short band, everything on the radios, everything, and they're thinking I got money. These people come after you know, they got guns and everything, and I didn't get my taser yet.
Well, lucky for you, there's very, very few people listening to shortwave.
They're listening here. Ham radio, they're listening to us.
Well, I have 16,000 subscribers. They're the ones listening.
Huh? What? 1,000?
I have like 15,700 something subscribers.
Holy cow. Well, good evening all on the streaming site that he has. My name is Rich, and yes, I'm pleased to meet you. I'm a Harvard man, 1971 Harvard University.
I'm going to tell him, Bill. Hey, Richie.
Hey, the jig's up, Rich. We can't hide you anymore.
Richie.
Yeah, Doug.
Our good friend Bill, N2WH, is also in the chat. And he said, now we're never going to hear the end of it, that you were called a treasure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Billy's over there. What the hell? How come he don't get on here?
Come on, Billy. Jump in.
Hey, Billy. June, you ready? Second week of June. Maggie's.
A bomb out.
He's at the lighting store. He does what I do. I bet he's following his wife around, watching YouTube videos and saying, yeah, honey, that's a good one. lightning storm. He wrote lighting store. I thought he was at the damn lighting store. Lightning storm is keeping him off the air. But I bet he does what I said anyway when he goes to the lighting store.
Yeah, went to Costco's this morning.
Costco's always a good trip.
Oh, man, yeah. Some are there, sometimes some aren't. They always switch them around. I know the gals there, boy. You go up there and get those free samples. Oh, mother mia, they give you a ton.
They do. I prefer BJ's. We have a BJ's and a Costco. I like BJ's better. That's what she said.
Yeah, but you know something funny? Like you say that. Some people say that. Now, if you lived in my area, Costco's, they have the food court, everything there. Costco's huge, always busy, every day of the week. Now, BJ's, they built it over a year ago. That's a quarter of a mile. It's right in the same mall there, but maybe a quarter of a mile or less from Costco's. It's a ghost town. You can go there any day of the week. You can park where you want, and there's people in there, but nobody in line. It's a ghost town all the time when I go there. Costco's is the place to be. Now, other areas, it sounds like they say, I think like Chris said, BJ's. Oh, BJ's is great. So in my area here, no, it's Costco.
Well, more breaking news, gentlemen. China agrees to meet with Besant to discuss trade deal. The market's ripping in the aftermarket. They don't even care about the war.
You doubled. I heard you, Mike and Doug. What happened?
China just agreed to meet with Besant to discuss a trade deal. The market's ripping in the aftermarket.
Really?
Yeah, they don't even care about the war. The market's up post-market, post-close. Don't even need to say you have a trade deal. Just need to say you're talking, and the market goes up.
I think, too, the president, what was he on with Canada today, the prime minister?
Oh, my God. It was I watched the whole thing live at work. He assaulted the dude right in front of him.
Oh, he did? No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I flicked by the channel, and he was there was no deal, I think, with the tariffs or something.
Well, no, they talked after their meeting after they did the press conference. But, he praised him. He says, oh, he's a great guy, nice guy. And then he basically was saying how Canada needs to sell itself to us. They need to become American. And then Carney said Canada's not for sale. And Trump said, never say never.
Oh, that Trump is a trip, eh?
He goes, I would never say never.
China's already reducing their tariffs to zero. They're not talking about it, though.
Yup, it already started. They reduced it on they made it zero on 25% of products the other day, and the major news networks aren't even reporting it.
When I passed by, Doug, he said he's got a big announcement. He's not going to say it till at least a couple of days. Do you have an idea what that is?
No idea, because the actual quote was earth-shattering announcement. And then he goes, but I don't think it's about a trade deal. It could be anything with him. Who knows? I'm excited. He said he's going to say it. Here's what he said. He goes, I'm going to announce it either Thursday, Friday, or Monday.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. Oh, this could be interesting.
You gotta love him. He fucks with him.
Oh, he was screwing with them. Right, yeah. Oh, and with the media. Imagine he comes out with the indisputable evidence that the election was stolen.
There is indisputable evidence. They won't look at it.
Hey, that Sean Puppy trial there, they're trying to get a jury now. They're starting to do that.
I heard you tried to get on the jury, Richie.
I don't want to be on that jury.
I heard that you went in there and you said you want to give that man a fair trial and you need to be on the jury.
No, he'd be guilty. He'd be guilty. Then he'd probably, with all his money, paying people to come after me and kill me.
Last time I went for jury duty, and this was a long time ago, they have like 200 people in the room, and they said there's a local gentleman's club here. This has got to be, let's see, I'm 44. this has got to be 20 years ago, maybe more. I was probably in my early 20s. And they go, has anyone in this room ever been to the establishment on Route 110 known as Gossip? So I have been there. I raised my hand. Half the room raised their hand. The judge goes, thank you, you're all dismissed, because the case was against them.
You know, I always wanted to be on trials, and the missus didn't like it. And I found out how to get on a trial. Because when I went down to Newark, this is years back, the prosecutor's there, you know, and the defense, everybody. And the judge first talks to all of us. He says, hey, we're all sitting there, we got to state our name. He's saying now, try to remember, because I don't want to keep repeating this. Say, you know, what your type job is. Do you have any bumper stickers or this, that? He says, and I'm paying real close attention to him. So when it got to some people, they didn't remember everything. You had to repeat it. And I got up there and I said everything. And I was very friendly as I was saying it. I was smiling at the prosecutor and I was smiling at the other lawyer for the defense and talking. And damn, I got in on the case. I loved it. There was a detective, because we used to go on lunch breaks there, and we were, you know, when the case was going on, I says, why this one woman there, the cops kept walking over to her and hugging her, how you doing? I said, how do you know so many cops? She said, I'm a detective in North. I said, get out. She said, yeah, I'm a detective. She says, I do rape, all of this stuff. I says, oh, so when a woman says somebody did it, you go get them, arrest them? She says, I can't do that. No, there's two sides of every story. You can't go just do it. You got to talk. Oh, and she was real nice. Then when I left, she says, here's my number. She gave me her number. Call me, you need anything. I'm like, what the hell am I need a detective for? You know, I figured I didn't need no detective. So then a few years back, there was another, I went down there, and the missus didn't want me to go, down in Newark, and I went down there. So I'm trying to get on the case. There's a gang member in Newark. He shot and killed the guy a couple times, shot him, and here he is there. And then, damn it, they didn't pick me. And the missus said, are you insane? The gang members, someone could be sitting there just watching the case, and then they go, after you leave there, they go get you when you're going to the car. I don't think that's not going to happen, but that would have been an interesting case.
Yeah, that would have been. And if it's not the gang members, Richie, it's the shortwave listeners coming after you. So you got it from both angles.
Forget I said shortwave. Tell him, Mikey.
But they're listening on the long wave. Back in a bit, 12 a.m.
All right, Mike, hurry back. Okay, too goofy guy, but yeah, I always like to be on trials, you know. But you know something, Doug, and it's true. Nothing. You know, you're in a trial, and now the jury is looking at you. Say you got a lot of tattoos, you have an earring on, but you're a good guy, and you didn't do the crime they're committed. And they figure, look at this guy. Some people are very judgmental. Look at his long hair. Look at those tattoos on him. What's he got, an earring on his nose? He's guilty. The guy's guilty. I don't like this guy. Bam! Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? Or the prosecutor is really going after them, really hitting them hard, and they figure, damn, this is snippy, this guy. I don't like this prosecutor. No, he's not good. People just are very judgmental. Another thing is, a lot of people, when they go in a jury, they don't want to be there for weeks, or if it's going to be drawn out, they don't want it. So when I was ready to tell a judge he should just cancel this whole damn case, it's no good. Because here I am in there, and we're discussing the case, you know, at the end of the trial, the judge says, and if you think this woman should get her money, I'm not putting a limit on it. From the time she got hurt, for the therapy she could be needing, bliss of that. Okay. So a few people are saying, no, she deserves the money. I said, no, I don't think so. What do you mean? Well, I says, we can, we were talking there for hours. I says, the judge says, we can call for anything we want. The prosecutor, the guy there on the other end said, this is old injuries. And he was showing us on the x-rays. Let's have them bring him in. So now all of a sudden, they don't want to ask for the x-rays. x-rays. Why not? Come on. The woman says, I'm taking my kids to Disney World, she said, this week. I got things to do. And then the post office guy says, there was postman there, he says, I don't want to be here long. Because they says, well, the person that was in charge of the jury there, the head person, says, well, we have these papers. There's all papers, and you have to sign each one. Not guilty or guilty. So the woman says, okay, I changed my mind, she says, like he said, then she shouldn't get the money. The post office guy says, yeah, I changed my mind because I got things to do. Check it. So they all changed their mind because they had things to do and agreed with me, and the lady didn't get nothing. Now, I would have liked to have a debate there and show the x-rays, call for those x-rays, whatever. We can call for anything. So they all signed the papers. And I was ready to say, this should be a mistrial. I was ready to call the bailiff, that whoever outside, that sheriff is outside the door. I was ready to say, I need to talk to the judge. I didn't. I just let it go. But, no, it's a farce to me. The way it is, even murder trials and all of this, I think some of it is a joke.
Well, that's a crazy story. I'm looking something up right now. Hold on. To prove... I want to see, because this has to do with what you were saying. And I don't know if you'll remember. No. Okay. So civil trials, that's a civil trial that was, right? So that does not have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay. It's got a preponderance of the evidence. Okay. But to your point, if that wasn't a civil trial, right? And it was a criminal trial, and if there was any doubt that those injuries were old, they're all supposed to vote not guilty, okay? If it's possible that the old injuries caused whatever happened, then it's a not guilty vote. But this was a civil trial, so different. But Richie, do you see how you're a leader? You swayed the entire jury.
Well, no, I'm not a leader. It's just that I had time, and I figured, God strike me dead. I listened. Things that interest me, I just sit there and absorb it all in. The post guy next to me, I had to keep the mailman, I had to keep hitting him in the arm next to me. He was falling asleep as they're talking and doing the case. I said, wake up, wake up. And then the detective, he says, nobody do no texting, nothing. And she was talking with her sister, she said. She had it way down. I saw her texting the detective, and I figured, this is a joke. It's really. So, yeah, there was at least 3 or more of them that said, no, she should get it. And I says, and some were getting mad. I says, we should all agree to, we can disagree. We don't have to get into an argument. I says, but I'd love to call for those x-rays. And I know how he explained them. I said, if we can get those, boom, that tore everybody up. No, because especially imagine that a woman's going with her family to Disney World or whatever, and she don't have time for this. She figures she don't give a damn about this. So it's nuts. To me, it's the same thing I bet in the murder trial. Like, just say, somebody's there and they figure, oh, me and the family, we're going this week to Disneyland. We're going here. We're doing this. And all of a sudden, you're figuring, oh, no, you're the only one holding up the case now. And what are you doing? Oh, they're going to figure, all right, we'll sign with you. I got to go,
Well, you've seen the movie 12 Angry Men, right?
No.
Oh, Richie, that's a classic. Oh, my God. How have you never seen that movie? Listen, hold on. You'll know all these guys. All right, these are 12 Angry Men, Henry Fonda, Lee Cobb, Joe Sweeney, Martin Balsam, Ed Begley, John Savaca, Jack Warden, John Fiedler. All these old actors are in it. Great movie.
I'll be damned. No, I never said. I'm living a sheltered life. The warden, the missus, the warden, it's her fault.
1957 it came out.
Oh, I like a lot of those old shows too, yeah. That was like, I know I'm all there where I get my pizza, and he said something about some show where I forget the actors that were in it, and he named it. I said, I never saw it. You never saw it. And then he says, oh my God, the woman next to me, she says, I saw it. Everybody saw it. I says, what's the name? God dang it.
You've seen The Godfather, right?
Oh, how many times are that wise guy? What the hell was that? When I saw that 3 or 4 times, boy, they were good.
All right, good. At least you've seen The Godfather. All right, Richie, I'm going to bow out here. I've got husbandly duties and fatherly duties to tend to. Very, very good speaking with you. Go listen to the YouTube video. You're going to love the way you sound. You are nice and loud. So I will say 73 to you, sir. And I feel bad. We left Norm out. I don't even know if he's still in there. But Norm, if you're in there, 73. Everyone on YouTube, 73. And Richie, take care.
What I do, just put in UKA, KB2 UKA, and it'll come up on YouTube?
Yes, it will. It'll be right there for you.
Okay, let me talk in my regular voice to see how I sound. And I don't know why that damn White House didn't come on over. I guess he's busy. But okay, yeah, Doug, always a pleasure catching you. Glad we caught you early tonight. You have a good one. Catch up with you tomorrow. KF2 Goofy Guy.
All right, KB2 UKA QRT. All right, guys, thanks for riding along. You guys have a great evening. Take care.